The father of a rapper decided to take the stand. Take the stand and cut through the no snitching rule. We are going to get into it. My name is Fitz. Welcome to my channel. Make sure you hit the like button as well as subscribe. Check out my content confidence workbook if you want to create content like this but ain't really there and you want to cut through the noise and share what you have to say. All right. So I'm going to get into the reaction and we're going to walk through this and I'm going to give my reaction to it. But first, I want to give you some context because when this hit my desk, I did not know what I was going to uncover. I didn't know what this was about. I had no context and it was confusing, but now it all makes sense. And I'm going to walk you through kind of just the breakdown before we get into the actual video of him testifying and I give my thoughts. Okay, so here's the breakdown. In January of 2020, Jacksonville rapper Hakeem Robinson, better known as Ksoo, he was involved in the broad daylight killing of a 23-year-old named Charles Lil Buck McCormick Jr. Okay, so outside of a shopping plaza in Arlington, Florida, prosecutors say that this was a gang retaliation killing. McCormick had dropped a diss track, so the victim dropped a diss track disrespecting Ksoo's older brother. I think I'm saying his name right. Ksoo's older brother in 2019, who had been murdered. All right, so Ksoo at this point, here's the diss track. Him and his cousin start plotting. Leroy Whitaker Jr., his cousin, they decide that it's time for Charles to not be here no more, for them to unalive him. So they targeted him in what prosecutors described as a gang beef. And they were charged with first-degree murder. So important to this case is they had surveillance video, they had dash cam footage, they had an eyewitness who was the getaway driver who testified that Ksoo was the shooting. There were social media posts, lyrics, cell phone data, fingerprints, and of course, Ksoo's father testifying. So here's where Ksoo's father fits into this. Ksoo's father took the stand and identified his own son as the shooter in the video. In court, he said this was the hardest decision of his life. He claimed he cooperated because of his failing health and his desire to be with his younger children. The state says, and this is where Ksoo's father was involved in some part. The state says that his father helped him after the fact escape because Ksoo and the other people, they apparently drove away, got in a car crash, and then his father later picked them up from somewhere. But there is no evidence that the father knew about the murder beforehand. He wasn't involved in planning it. The only thing he did was pick them up and I guess allow them to try to burn or get rid of evidence at his home. Now, in order to paint a full picture, because I'm going to go hard on this. I'm letting you know that right now. I'm going scorched earth in this review. All right. Ksoo is also being charged with the murder of a separate person from 2019. So this is an individual who has a history of being a menace to society, particularly black society. Okay, so I felt the need to give that breakdown. We're going to get into the actual reaction right now, and I'm going to play this.
And so you would see him on a daily basis?
Yes.
And as you have testified to, he's your biological son.
Yes.
And did you also see him after January 15, 2020?
Yes.
And when he was living with you in your home, did you become familiar with some of the clothing that he owned?
Yes.
See the types of clothing that he would wear?
Yes.
See him as he...
Okay, you'll rephrase your questions.
Did you ever see him walking about the house?
Yes.
Did you see him in music videos?
Yes.
Are you familiar with the way he moves?
Yes.
Are you familiar with, or 5 years ago, were you familiar with the way his build was, his physical characteristics?
Yes.
And after January 15th, 2020, you became aware of a video recording that captured the murder of Charles McCormick. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you've had an opportunity during the...
I just want to point out, look how defeated this father looks. Look, imagine you as a father and you gotta go and you gotta sit on the stand and testify against your own gang banging, murdering son. Look how defeated this father is. And we gonna get into how stupid black culture has reacted to this.
Pendency of your case and the discovery to see that that recording.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Did you, when you viewed that recording, recognize the person depicted in it?
Yes.
Who is the person that was captured on the video recording shooting Charles McCormick?
My son.
What's your son's name?
Hakeem.
All right, y'all. So let's get rid of this right here. I want to say this. I want to say this to black culture right now, because there's this disease going around within our culture, I think, where you have regular people that have adopted this street mentality. You're not street, you're not hood. And there are people actually online talking down on this father. Let's paint a picture, okay? You're a father. You're a father and you're chilling at home minding your business. Maybe you're watching the game and you get a call saying, hey, can you come pick so-and-so up? And you go pick them up. And then you find out that they've murdered someone. Now, your first reaction might be, dang, my son, I need to help him, which that seems like it was the father's first reaction. I need to help him get away. I don't want my kid to go to jail, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you don't know the full extent of what's going on. But then it starts to come out, and then your son is under investigation, and now your family, because his family apparently cut him off, they are now pressuring you to essentially cover for this person, even though there's all this other evidence. And now you are being charged with accessory to a murder you knew nothing about and facing 60 years in prison. And the streets that never done anything for the black community, that terrorized your neighborhoods, the streets that have indoctrinated children to go out there and be killers and gangbangers and sell drugs, the streets that will laugh and mock black communities that they terrorize, the same streets that have done nothing for black people, they will say, you need to go to prison. You father who was doing nothing, you need to go to prison. He has other kids at home. He needs to go to prison for a murder he didn't commit, and he tried to help his son. You need to go to prison. You need to not say anything. Take that on the chin. I'm going to let you know right now. I'm a father. I'm a dad. If my kids murder someone because they decided they wanted to be in a gang, they wanted to rap about killing people in drill and have the guns in the video, they wanted to go live a life where they were nothing to society, they wanted to go do what they wanted to do, and I tried to tell them, no, don't do that, go get a job. If they do all that and go kill someone, I'm telling everything. They ate a mayonnaise and ham sandwich on Thursday, August 22nd. That's what they did. This is what they clip their toenails at 10 p.m. They go to bed at this time. They on social. Here's the access to the Wi-Fi. I'm snitching. I'm telling. I'm not going to prison because you want to be a gangbanger and go kill people in broad daylight. Fuck you. That's how I feel. And I scrolled through the comment section just to see what people would be saying. And guess what I saw ignorant black people saying? This is a terrible father for snitching on his son. This is a horrible father for snitching. At what point do we get in society where it's acceptable to run up on someone in broad daylight, murder them, and think that that's okay? See, When I was growing up, my dad always said this phrase to me: right is right, wrong is wrong. If you're ever wrong in life, I love you, but I'm going to stand on the side of right. Now, I'm not even saying that this father was standing on the side of right. I'm not saying that if he wasn't indicted and charged with accessory, that he would have came out and said anything. But what I am saying is, fundamentally, if you're that son, why would you want your father to go to prison over something you did? You wanted to go murder someone. You wanted to go be a drill rapper and allegedly murder someone else. Because this is a person with a history of terrorizing the black community, of terrorizing his community. And you have black people more upset that a father told on his murderous son than the fact that a young black 23-year-old was gunned down in broad daylight by other black men. And this is why the black community is screwed. This is why. Because it's not just poor, in the hood black people. This is a disease in the black culture. This is a disease in the black community. This is a situation where someone has terrorized the community and they murdered someone. And y'all are worried about the father telling. Let me ask you this. Let me just throw this question out there. If this person, this Ksoo rapper, wasn't convicted, he got off, the case was dismissed, how many more people do you think he would have went out there and killed? How many more people in the community would he have terrorized? Because he's a known gangbanger. You think he would have just went off to college and or started a trade and turned good? You think that's what would have happened? Maybe it would have been your family member next if you live in that community. Maybe it would have been someone you love and care about. What type of message would this have sent to other gangbangers, right? Because you know they watch the news. Oh, so-and-so got off. I might be able to get off too. That's the problem. We're not thinking long term. We're just, a dad told on his son. This is not, let's be clear. This is not a situation where it was something petty. This is not a situation where it was a self-defense thing and we're dealing with the gray area and the father holds the keys to his son's future in his life. And outside of this situation, the son is a model, upstanding citizen. This isn't that. This isn't that. This is a known gangbanger who got his father involved in a murder his father had no part in. And his father has other children, and the streets want him to abandon his other children and go to prison over this murderer, over this gangbanger who's shown he has no respect for human life, he has no respect for his community, and he really has no future. But this is where we're at in black culture. This is where we're at in black culture. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe we should just let murderers go. Maybe the gangbangers on Instagram who wave the guns around and talk about killing other black people, maybe they're the good guys, and the people that just go to their 9-to-5 job or they got a business and they trying to do right by society, pay their taxes, raise their family, go eat barbecue and just chill. Maybe those are the bad guys. And maybe the gangbangers and the people terrorizing, maybe they're the good guys. Maybe I have it wrong. Let me know in the comment section. Should this father have, quote unquote, snitched on his son, or should he went to jail potentially for 60 years? Let me know in the comment section.